Everyone, welcome to Zack Attack Reviews. Thank you for joining me for my ranking of all the Evil Dead films. I'm a brand new fan of the Evil Dead franchise. I binged all of them in order to be prepared for Evil Dead Rise, and I am loving this franchise so far, and they are 5 for 5 for me in terms of quality of a horror franchise. You can definitely check out my reviews for all these films. It's going to be in the description below and up to a pinned comment below as well on my channel. If you want to know my full thoughts of everything, I'm going to just be ranking them and give you my brief overview of each film, how I feel about it. It's 5 films, so let's start with number 5. I'm going to go with the original Evil Dead. I was very, very impressed with this film when I saw it because it's such a low budget film, but done in a really, really ambitious way. The filmmaking here by Sam Raimi is phenomenal and is really, really creepy. He does a lot of things with the camera, the quirkiness of the film that makes it really stand out. And I can see its influence on many, many other films like right after it. And now it gave me more of an appreciation for films that I think are bad at one point. And now I understand the tone that they're going for, the wackiness of it, and has broadened my horizon. So this is a special film for me because of how it opened up my taste in films, especially since I really, really like this one. Coming at number 4 is Evil Dead, the 2013 I feel like this is an anthology series at this point, so I'm pretty sure this is in the same universe. But this movie is balls to the walls, gory, disturbing. The first film in the franchise that really made you care about the characters themselves. With the past films, I didn't really care too much about what was happening. I was more enjoying the filmmaking, and I think I enjoyed the filmmaking here a lot. I think Fede Alvarez, I believe his name was, did a really, really great job of doing the things Sam Raimi did with the camera and the tricks and everything like that, but adding his own flares, and the practical effects here are top notch. This is a great, great horror film. In the latter half, I think why it's so low on the list is that the first half I felt a little bit bored with the characters themselves, even though I cared more about what happened to them. Coming at number 3 is Evil Dead 2. What an improvement over the first Evil Dead film. It took what that film did and then turned it up the notch on every level. The horror, the gore, the comedy especially, and Bruce Campbell's character Ash is in full form here, being tortured by this entity and going absolutely nuts and leaning into the zany. It was so fun. I had such a great time with this film, and it's not as revolutionary as the first film is, but it builds upon it so well, and I enjoy it so much. Coming at number 2 is Evil Dead Rise. Yes, the new one is high up for me because the tones of the trilogy and the 2013 remake, it sits right in between, where it has some campy, some humor moments to it, but it's serious, has an emotional core to it, and I actually care about these characters full on, and I was not bored by them, which is versus the 2013 remake where I cared kind of what was happening to them. They had some characters there, but I was kind of bored by the acting. The acting was phenomenal in Evil Dead Rise. And while the gore is not as extreme or as impressive as the 2013 remake, it's still really, really good. Better than the first trilogy films. Even though the comedy is nowhere near what the original trilogy was, it's there to help the levity of the film and to break up some of the disturbing imagery that you get in this one. I think this is the template that any director that's going to be taking the reins for the next one should go down and try to add even more comedy in there while keeping the same emotional core and the violence. And coming at number 1 is Army of Darkness, the only Evil Dead film without Evil Dead in the title. It really should have been called Medieval Dead because it's Ash, fully realized character, being transported to the past during medieval times and being Dawn, the chosen one that's going to help them get away from the Deadites of the past. Trying to get the book so he could come back to the present day, and everything here was just really, really fun. I had so much fun. He leans heavily into the comedy that was in the Evil Dead 2 franchise, that the movie I should say, and how that was established, and just doubled down on that and really took advantage of the situation of him being in the past and interacting with knights and kings and fair ladies and things like that. But it was just so goofy, so much fun. It was so ridiculous. This is like how, Aliens was this scary, tight movie where you were in corners and with this one monster. And then Aliens turned itself into an action film and expanding the universe. I think that's what the Army of Darkness is for Evil Dead. Evil Dead 2 is kind of like that, where it becomes more of an action film. keep some of the scares here and there, but for the most part, it's just a really fun action comedy set in medieval times. And I had a total blast with this. This is the most fun I had with any of the films, even though it's not the scariest of the films. I think that the way he did everything here in terms of that final battle was chef's kiss. So yeah, that was number one, Army of Darkness. I know that might be sacrilegious to some because it's the least horror version of the 5 films, but I just had the most fun with it, and I really enjoyed my time the most with that film. But let me know in the comments below what you guys think about my list, what your personal list, if you rank all 5 films, are, and what your next theories, or what would you like to happen in the Evil Dead franchise moving forward. For me personally, I would love to see the continuation of the story from this particular one that we just got with Evil Dead Rise, with someone finding that book in that rubble and taking it to a police station and seeing how that could go moving forward, how interesting they could take that. So yeah, drop all those comments down below. Like the video if you like my rankings, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you can notify my reviews, reactions, live discussions, and much, much more. And you can catch more of my content right now.